Is poutine in your routine?
Princess of the Bay here. Today we're in EPCOT, EPCOT Prime, EPCOT Zero, because it's time for some new things.
There's new poutine compared against old poutine.
So, the refreshment port is open now, and it has been renamed La Poutinerie. So we're going to Poutinerie as your #1 choice of foodie entertainment. We're here to try the food, so you don't have to, which is vegan. I'm not. By the end of this, I will be a totem pole.
It's time to foodie and chill.
So what I'm gonna go ahead and call their like fancy specialty poutine for the current times is the Montréal. You have smoked meat with chopped pickles on here, and then a mustard gravy with cheese curds. They're leaning towards sustainability here, and they're giving you these little picks that double as forks for your poutine, so you can stab to your heart's content with all the things: meat, pickles, and the gravy. Now, am I gonna be able to pick up the things with this fork? Who knows? But you know what? We're going to try our barest, not our darndest, our barest. There we go. You know, I've never had mustard gravy, like never. Never thought in my mind to mix mustard with gravy, but that flavor, that is something special. It's like the perfect balance between like that gravy savoriness and the tart of mustard that goes well with the tart of the pickles, and the smoked meat has that smoky flavor over the cheese curds. This is better than any poutine we've gotten at the festival in a very, very long time. And if this is the level of poutine we can expect to do a specialty poutine, especially if they start to rotate them, I think the La Poutinerie by Air Canada is in good hands, or good wings in this case. I would give this a 4.75 out of 5 claws. This is amazing. This poutine here, we call this one, or they call this one, the Quebec La Authentique, for authentic traditional poutine. You just have fries, gravy, and cheese curds, like mushroom gravy. It is nice, or say brown gravy, it doesn't say mushroom gravy. So brown gravy, cheese curds, and fries. And then you have the same little sustainable pick for which to eat it with. And they load it on the gravy and the fries and the cheese curd, so they're off to a good start. They're not being stingy with it, at the very least. Oh yes, Canada. The quality difference, night and day. They're definitely putting a lot more care into this poutine. I would still say it's not on the level of what we get from the Cellier Steakhouse. The difference is mainly in the quality of the gravy and the cheese curds. These are nice, but Le Cellier is just that much better. But you know what? We're going to compare, because maybe they've been slipped off. Maybe they fell off. We haven't ordered poutine in, I don't know, a month or two. We ordered a lot, but the people need to know. This is tasty. I would give this a 4 out of 5 claws. If you're looking for something traditional that's poutine-esque, this is it. I'm sure that our Canadian community will understand that this is still not authentic poutine, but getting closer, even with the name.
For Canada Day, we have the French fries. Now, what makes these fries different than the normal fries is that these are from the Canada booth. Yes, the Canada booth does run the new Poutinerie, so you'll have a different texture of fry, though you can't have fancy poutine like you can in Le Cellier. I think what makes this unique is the oil. It's just different than Disney's, and probably a little worse for you, but I enjoy it. It's a nice, like, once in a while thing, though not today. Today we're going ham on Canada Day. I give it a 3 out of 5 fries. It's not poutine, but it's something.
Our poor vegan plant-based community, this is what we're giving you. La Poutinerie, now run by Air Canada, just fries. I'm hoping that this is just because we've just opened and they are in the works of something a little bit more significant for our vegan family. You have vegan poutine in Le Cellier, so I would like to see that proliferate to La Poutinerie. Now, I'm loving the touches on the new booth. You have like the marquee on the side that's reminiscent of like an old school airport marquee. So like it rotates like random questions and like flight times. Very cute. Lots of like Canada touches. This, not a Canada touch. This is like a throwback to the McDonald's fry booth with better quality fries. The upgrade in fry quality does not go unnoticed. It's definitely a much better cut of fries, even though they're still like the shoestring and not like a thicker cut, which I prefer with my poutine. This is definitely at least an upgrade, and they're giving you tons. They just need toppings for the vegan, something, mushroom gravy or something like that. I can understand if maybe cheese isn't going to be a forte for a bit, but till then, you have this. I'm giving a 3 out of 5 claws. It's better, but I expect more. As it is Canada Day, I'm glad that we grabbed a beverage so I can salute as an adopted Canadian. All of our Canadian community that has adopted me and taken me under your wing, I appreciate it. We do this for you. So I got this spiced apple mule. That's the new cocktail that they have at La Poutinerie. It does come in a non-alcoholic version, but you have ginger beer, spiced apple flavors, and then a Canadian vodka. What's more Canada Day than that? Now, it was frozen, but this is Florida in the summertime, and it feels like it's probably triple digits. Much like the heat wave that much of Europe is going through, we feel you right now. Woo! Actually, I quite like the balance of that. Obviously, because it's frozen, it's probably like a pre-mixed affair. But when it's actually frozen, this is probably one of my new favorite beverages. It's just sweet enough to bite through the ginger, but not enough where it erases the ginger. Balancing both, which I like. It's not the strongest cocktail out there, but you know what? They have Le Fen, so worse come worse, I just order both and be completely happy with that. I would give this 4 out of 5 claws. I'm taking off.
Who could resist Le Fin du Monde? There's a new location now, so you don't have to just go to the popcorn cart, though the popcorn cart is great for that amazing caramel corn. Cheers to Le Fin. Now it is on tap, so it has that same like amazing flavor that you get from the popcorn cart, and I enjoy it. I will give it a 4 out of 5 Le Fins.
Now that La Poutinerie is open, I would like to see a rotation of things. A rotation of poutines, which we already had for festivals, and then a rotation of Canadian-specific beers. Being able to get Le Fin, you've already paved the way to my heart. But if you want to continue to curry my favor, more beers on a rotation would be fantastic. Until then, I will bathe in Le Fin du Monde. I can hear the call of the moose in the background. Glorious, tasty, delicious. Le Fin is still one of the best beers you can get on World Showcase. I am not at all. It's like Canada to me and Germany. Market's cornered if you want like a good beer here. This is good. 4.25 out of 5 claws. You know, I feel like I had a little bit of pre-built animosity to La Poutinerie, but that's just the Disney adult in me resisting change. Not all change is bad change.
I personally was very excited for it, and I'm excited to see what's to come. I think the design is gorgeous, and it fits the location absolutely splendidly.
I think that the booth is in good hands, as is the poutine. Things, like the geese in front of the booth, are only looking up from here. But in order to make a fair comparison, there's other poutine here we have to show you.
On Canada Day, I have to say that the best bread is the pretzel bread. Most people want to go to Germany for the pretzel bread. I'm telling you, Canada is where it's at. So, let me do that with some Earth Balance butter. Sometimes they put maple salt on there. This time they did not. Happy Canada Day. I was wrong. They actually did put the maple sugar on top, and it is amazing. I love the everything here. Bread service is amazing. The Earth Balance is amazing. I love both pieces of bread. Get you some bread. Get some extra bread. You're going to want it. It's a 5 out of 5. It is a Princess's item. There's no place, well, there are several places around World Showcase that does excellent bread service, but Le Cellier, they're up there. They're like in the top 3.
The famous, not infamous, here we love the bread here, at Le Cellier. Apparently they have changed the bread. They now get this bread delivered daily from a bakery in Winter Garden. Our server compared it to Cheesecake Factory bread, and I can sort of see the resemblance, but it's still nice and warm, giving you that fresh feeling. And with their famous maple sea salt butter. Because why not? Especially on Canada Day. We should have a Canada Day counter. It's probably too much work, though. If it's one thing that Le Cellier excels at, it's the small touches. I know that amongst most people, they look down on Le Cellier, maybe because it's in the basement, because there are other steakhouses on property that are a little bit more grandiose. But what Le Cellier does is little things excellent. And then above, which is what makes this place so special. Things like the maple salt butter, the different regional areas of their restaurant, the touches of home that are here in this restaurant, much better than like a Yachtsman or a bourbon steak or any of the rest of that. It's the reason why we keep coming back to this place as many times as we do. 4.75 out of 5 plus.
So I think for the vegans, there is no comparison, right? Like it's fries versus actual poutine. Here we have, well, I don't think it's Miyoko's cheese anymore, but they do have like vegan cheese curds and then the Violife shreds. But it used to be Miyoko's. I'm not sure. And then a beautiful vegetable sauce. It's not just mushroom anymore. It is vegetable. The demi-glaze is really nice, super rich, really wonderful. I do think that the fries here are a little bit more luxe than the ones from the Poutinerie. The ones that we had over at the Poutinerie, I feel like the oil was maybe a little bit more, I don't know, how do I describe it? Hot, and then not necessarily overcooked, but just cooked in a high hot heat. So it had that like pseudo burnt, not burnt aftertaste to it, which I have had on the fries here at Le Cellier before, but I do not feel that today. So if I'm rating them just on today, obviously the fries are better here at Le Cellier. Even if it was just fries and not a poutine, they're better here. So I mean, as a poutine, obviously it wins. It is a 5 out of 5. It is a Princessities item. This is never on the menu, but always available. Get it, vegans. And it's gluten-free.
As we were saying outside, I definitely think the main difference between the poutine here and the poutine at La Poutinerie, and yes, I think the name is a little, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say luck, that's the princess word. It's a bit delusions of grandeur. Your booth at EPCOT. Act like it. But that's me being a little bit biased because I love Le Cellier. Run by the same people, it's all fine. The real difference is the fries. The cut on the fries here is a bit differently. The way they cook them is a bit different. And that difference matters a lot. In addition to the fact that, well, you can get a plant-based version here. So, with the vegetable demi-glaze, the curds of cheese. We do miss the Miyoko's cheese, but honestly, there hasn't been a huge difference in flavor with that gone. Hopefully, that returns in some manner one day. But until then, we're going to enjoy it as the enjoying is good. Cheesy goodness. I think especially for the plant-based version, the vegetables demi-glaze is probably better than a straight gravy ever would have been. The flavor, layers, and complexity of that on top of the fries gives it like a added savoriness that the fries wouldn't have on their own. And the vegan cheese just doesn't have the ability to add. And the vegan cheese is just a nice extra. The curds aren't as melted as they've been in the past, but they're still really good. And even the additional cheese sprinkle with the parsley on top is a beautiful touch. Again, the small things. 4.75 out of 5 balls. In the words of the greatest fictional Canadian band ever, you know what's up, yeah. Tons of the gravy and cheese curds of this humongous basket of fries. We come here frequently and just get the poutine inside. That on its own is a meal amongst one of the most themed places in World Showcase. Here's the thing. I believe the quality of the poutine here is still better than the Poutine La Poutinerie. I would say that the La Traditionale, 90% of the way to this poutine, and the Montréal with the smoked meat and the pickles, the mustard gravy, adds something unique that they don't have in Cellier anymore. In the past, there's been a lot more specialty poutines. They've gotten away from that over the years. We had a lobster poutine at one point in time. There was a special Korean heritage they did for Turning Red once. If they could get back to that, that would be fantastic, because those specialty poutines, we'd come here just for those. I would give this a 4.75 out of 5 claws. I would say this is still better than La Poutinerie, but the gap is getting really close. Really, really close.
Bear and I eat a lot of Brussels sprouts on this channel, and the bar for the Brussels sprouts is always Le Cellier. They may iterate on it, and they sometimes don't make it vegan by default, but they always can, and it's always delicious. Now, they are fried, so if you're worried about fried food, ask them not to fry it. They can make it other ways. If the maple popcorn at the Canada popcorn booth was a Brussels sprout, it would be this. It's literally like a beautiful, sweet maple piece of goodness, and I love it. 2 pieces. I will eat it all. If not now, I'm taking it home and eating it for lunch tomorrow. It is a 4.75 out of 5, but still a Princess Cities item. The Brussels sprouts to end all Brussels sprouts.
Welcome to my fortress of foodie. If it's one thing we're going to do, is we're going to take a restaurant to top and we're going to play Tetris with it for this entire meal. Brussels sprouts, be worth it. Now, the key to these Brussels sprouts is that they're not just fried, they are double fried, which gives them that crispy nature. And you have the sweetness of both the maple and the golden raisins. This is one food which I will not balk, the addition of raisins. However, if you add raisins to your potato salad, you will make the list. And you know what list I'm talking about. One bite of those makes me want to go on a panda-sized kaiju stomp around World Showcase and then take a nap out in the fake Victoria Gardens, preferably in the shade. 5 out of 5 claws. These are peak Brussels sprouts. These are the Brussels sprouts that convince us that we need to cook Brussels sprouts more at home. And we still have yet to get to this level. We're getting close. But these are amazing. We don't fry them. We bake ours. So we try to do like a convection oven raised Brussels sprout thing to sort of replicate the frying. We're just not there yet. One of the newer items here is the cream spinach. It was added to the menu here about a month ago, 4 or 5 weeks ago. Less time? More than that.
Replace my beautiful cauliflower.
Beautiful cauliflower. We haven't replaced the cauliflower on the menu, but we haven't been here since December of last year. There have been a couple small updates, which we have not ignored. We're just trying to wait for a more substantial menu update to serve to you guys. But you can find menu updates on our social media. Sometimes we'll post extra things. Check out some of our mutuals that post things. We help out with that. But the cream spinach, we have not forgot about you. I mean, I haven't forgot about you because I love cream spinach. Obviously, the princess can't have it. Decidedly not vegan. But got a giant plate of it. Neither of us were expecting this, but we have a sea of cheese in spinach, which would then make it cream spinach. This almost looks like a spinach dip. Homie, I could dip crackers in this. Get your cheese on. The one thing about the sides here at Cellier is they are built shareable. So if you come here, do not feel like you need to order individual sides for each of you. The sides here are big enough anywhere for 2 to 4 people. Be warned. Imagine spinach and cheese soup if the spinach was not puree. We're just about there. And thicker. Spinach is immaculate, sauteed down, but this is like 70% cheese and 30% spinach. It's basically cheese soup with spinach in it. Still very on brand for our great northern friends. It is excellent. I think it might be dangerous to my own personal safety to try to finish all this in one sitting, but I'm still going to finish it. That's my own personal challenge to myself, and my oath as a bear and a Boy Scout. I give this 4 out of 5 claws.
A banana split to end all banana splits. This is one dessert that I have dreamt of since it was added to the menu. Now, there was a Biscoff cookie on there, but that wasn't gluten-free, so they removed the Biscoff and put like the praline, and now it's vegan and gluten-free by default. This is our second time having it once it's been changed to gluten-free. The Biscoff one I absolutely was obsessed with. And so we come back on Canada Day to cheers our Canadians with a beautiful banana split. I love the crisp of the banana. The little crumble is not as prominent as it used to be. I think it's like a banana sorbet situation that's in here. It's like the ice cream tastes like banana. And it's in the same cup that you get the Eat and Mess in from Rose and Crown Dining Room. So I think having an ice cream and then like a bunch of things on top of it just makes sense, considering it's served the same way over there. So there's like some consistency. I don't know. I think I like the older version of this better than the newer version, but I'm still going to give this a 4.5 out of 5 desserts. It's good. It just isn't as good as it used to be, but it is modified for a larger number of people to be able to eat, so I can't fault it for that.
The toasted banana dessert returns because as the Canadian people are a treat to us, we celebrate with this treat for them. It's a nice spoonful of toasted banana deliciousness. Hold the goblet when you try to scoop this because it is a slippery boy or girl or they and them and them. But slippery all the same. Trying to get everything on a spoon here. It's an ordeal. It's still giving that toasted banana split flavor, but something in that is a bit different. Not a bad different, just different. Ice cold, delicious banana flavors. If you love banana, you will love this. It's still cold and delicious, very easily shareable, especially since everything else here is so large. It's a tasty dessert. Give that 4.5 out of 5 claws. Banana forward, but the kind of banana I wouldn't be ashamed to eat in public. Not that I've ever been ashamed to eat banana in public. That has been a wonderful Canada Day mini foodie poutine crawl. I don't know if we're calling it, but that's what I'm going with.
I would say Le Cellier wins.
Yes, easily. The margin, like I said, is smaller, but poutine at Le Cellier is better, especially obviously for our plant-based community.
Yes.
Even for me, while I still prefer the poutine at Le Cellier, I think La Poutinerie has some interesting things going on that I would love to see evolve over time.
I think we're going to be making mustard gravy in our homes sometime very soon.
Very much so. We have mustard power, we have mustard, and I have the ability to make gravy, so it probably will happen at some point. But I don't know what you guys think of La Poutinerie and what you've seen of it. Are you excited for the new booth? Did you wish for something else? Did you wish for more? We want to know your opinions in the comments below. As always, if there's anything else you'd like to see us do, that will always be the place to find us. Hit that notification bell to see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
We'll see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, Bear will become a Canadian geese and yeet himself to Canada.
Actually, doesn't sound like that bad of an idea. I get to fly, I don't have to be here, and I get to be in Canada. You heard the girl.